Bonjour and good morning everyone. I hope you're well. I hope the beginning of the year has been kind to you so far. I'm so happy to be back. I think it's been almost a year I haven't posted anything, but look, video editing can be quite time consuming, so I'm so happy to be back and collaborating on this video with none other than Barbary. I was very happy when they contacted me to work with them, and I was like, yes, I want to work with you. So we have prepared two videos for you. This is the first one where I'm going to be taking you today on my journey to the SQE1 Exam Center. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really like super anxious, nervous. If you can't tell, must be that I'm a good actress, but I'm just dead inside at this moment. I'm just super anxious. Second video is going to be a Q&A session where I'm going to answer all the questions that you will have on the SQE1, not SQE2, because I haven't done anything about SQE2 and I just don't feel comfortable advising you on something I've never seen before. So this, again, bad timing. It's going to be released in March, a few days after my results. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how I'm going to be, like, in what mood I'll be, but I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Now, just a few words about Barbri. So they're one of the SQE provider for the preparation for the SQE1 and SQE2 exams across the UK. And they have, for the SQE1, again, just going to focus on that, they have a 40 weeks course, 20 weeks course, and a 10 weeks course. I personally picked the 20 weeks one, but I wished I picked the 40 weeks one because it would have been less intense for me. I'm working full-time on the side, and yeah, I felt I would have been more relaxed and also developed some reflexes for the multiple choice question exam format of the SQE1. But again, like I always say in my video, it's a personal choice because I know a lot of people have been taking the 20 weeks course and they did perfectly fine while working full-time on the side. So yeah, very personal. Now, why did I pick Barbri? So I picked Barbri after researching a lot, like I'm sure a lot of you guys, I was concerned about, oh, I'm gonna self-fund, I'm gonna spend a lot of money, I don't want my money to go to waste because I want to succeed, right? So when researching, there's one thing that really reassured me. I'm already like chuckling about it, but it's numbers and figures and statistics. I don't know why, when you're doubting, they are your best friends. They are just reassuring. And what happened is that I checked, and actually I discovered that Barbari's been working with Kaplan, who is the organizer of the SQE exam, for a very long time, but back in the US. So when I saw the figures, when I saw how well they were preparing the students in the US, I felt like, you seem like you know what you're doing, so why not? And this impression was confirmed throughout the whole prep because they were flexible, organized, and provided a really great guidance. Those 3 points were really important for me, and this is my overall impression. And as you know me, I'm a very honest person. If I don't like something, I will let you know, and if I like something, I will let you know as well. So they were very flexible and organized. This was important because, like I said, I work full-time on the side. Last thing I want to do is get home, figure out what am I going to study, how I'm going to study, and also just be in front of a platform or use ways to study that are just going to be even more tiring for me because I spend my whole day on a computer, and their platform is just the bomb. It's so amazing. Like, I love it because it's so intuitive, it's very easy to use, so you don't have to figure out how to use it either and spend time on that, and everything is prepared per day, so you know what you have to study and how you have to study, because you always have this guidance and those little notes that will help you to figure out what you actually need to achieve. And that's really great because, again, last thing you want to do is have time being consumed on something else than actually studying and preparing you. And they also have like tons of practice questions, and also I want to mention a very specific method. So I was very doubtful about their method because it's nothing like how we studied in uni. But you know what, it actually worked because when I did my mock exams, I had good grades, not excellent grades, but really good grades. And when I was studying, I was like, okay, it's just getting in one year, leaving in another year. I'm not gonna remember anything, but I did. And so that's why I felt like, okay, I can testify that it does actually work, the method. So trust the process, even if it doesn't seem natural at first and you need some things to reassure you, just follow their lead. They're really good at what they're doing. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is really how they guide you. So I'm part of this generation that studied always in class, in person, and not really online. So when I had my first online experience with the GDL, it was traumatic. I hated it. It's just, I need to be in a class. I need to be in a class with people. I need to feel, you know, the collective spirit, people getting together, and those kind of things. And then with the GDL, it was horrible because I think I didn't have the self-discipline, at least a sufficient one, to actually go there and do what I needed to do. So yeah, this time when I saw that BARBRI has an online prep, I was like, oh my days, it's gonna start again, the nightmare. I'm gonna waste money on something and not actually succeed. But I was completely wrong. They were amazing because you have a learning coach and you can take as many appointments as you want with your learning coach. I only took 5, to be honest, but it was more than sufficient because she was just amazing, to be honest. She was like, you know, she had the right words at the right time, and not only for the SQE prep, but also on the I would say well-being and mental note, because the whole process is very stressful. I spent a lot of time passing exams, undergrads, masters, all those types of exams, but nothing prepared me for the multiple choice question format. And you know, it just felt so good in the whole roller coaster of emotions that you're going through to have someone holding your hand. I'm very autonomous. I like, you know, someone not to hold my hand all the time, but sometimes it did feel great to have someone reassuring you, but also just knowing what you're going through, you know, an ear to listen. And she did listen, poor thing, honestly, but I know that if I succeed, it's also thanks to her. So those are the reasons why I picked BARBRI. Now quickly, what's in it for you? What's in there for you? Because I've been rambling about BARBRI, but this is here for you, this wonderful discount code which will allow you to get £450 off from the SQE1 prep for the July 2023 and January 2024 exams. And for both of these exams, if you didn't get the code, it's completely fine. You can check the description below, it is written there. So now what am I doing? Where I am and where am I actually heading? So I'm currently heading to take a train to go to the city where I'm gonna pass my exam, because yeah, I didn't get a place in London, as you may have guessed by now. So when I booked my exam, even, and I want to mention it, despite being on the website half an hour, even an hour before the opening time on the opening day, all the places were filled as soon as I got on the website for London and the suburb around. So I was like, what am I going to do? I want to pass the exam. I want to go, you know, nobody's going to stop me to pass this exam. And eventually I had to think quickly. I didn't have much time. Places were being filled. I was panicking, but I was like, okay, just take a deep breath and think, what is the most important? Most important, the money, always. Sorry, I know some people may not like it, but it is true. It is a fact that you have to think about the money, because you have 2 days of exams. So most likely I had to think about, okay, I would either stay tomorrow, so Thursday, and then Monday, so the whole time create a study bubble, or I will have to go back and forth, and still overall I will have to pay for the train and for the hotel. So I had to take that into consideration when making my choice. And on top of that, I really felt like, okay, I need to find a good place, because I know I'm not there to discover a city, but I didn't want bad vibes. I didn't want to feel unsafe, because again, unnecessary stress, and you don't want that. Eventually, I thought a lot when I was looking at the few options that were left around London. And yeah, sorry, there's a car, so I'm just going to move a little bit on the side. But no, the whole process was very stressful. It was worse than a concert, people, like literally, you know, it was horrible. But at that time, I think there's a French saying that perfectly suits the situation. My mindset was like, mais est-ce que ce ne serait pas ça l'aventure? Which literally translates into, but wouldn't that be what they call adventure? So here I was, ready for an adventure booking, and this is what I have the great pleasure of telling you guys, that I'm ready. Actually, I'm getting there to the tube station to go to Brighton.
Ah, Brighton. Sunny beaches, lovely people, vibrant vibe. Just the perfect destination for a weekend getaway. But unfortunately, I'm not there on a holiday.
So right now I'm gonna head to Blackfriars Station, and from there I'll catch a train to Brighton. Already booked my journey because I wanted to avoid the stress, because I'm already stressed, so I don't want additional stress to the whole thing. But before I go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get the notification for the Q&A session video that will be released in March. And yeah, I'm just hoping that everything will run smoothly. Let's hope for it.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, I made it to Brighton in one piece, and the trip was really fast, which was cool because I got to study a little bit. Right now the priority for me is just go to my hotel. I don't think I'm going to be able to check in, but I just want to be somewhere warm at the moment because my hands are freezing. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming out on my mouth, but it's super cold here. So I just want to go there, drop my stuff if I can, and then I'll just grab some lunch because I'm starving, honestly. And then after that, I maybe go to the supermarket to get something to snack because, as I said, it's super cold. So I really don't think that once I'm studying and I'm in my bedroom and I'm warm, I will not want to go out 100%. And yes, at the supermarket I might also get lunch for tomorrow because my learning coach told me that it's not sure whether I can go out or not for tomorrow during lunchtime, and because the process is very secure and very strict, depending on the center, so it'll be the surprise. But to avoid that, and also to avoid getting something that I don't really like, because my stomach has been super picky lately, and also with the stress, it's just like, I don't know, I just can't eat everything I want, and my mood is just changing sometimes. So to avoid all the unnecessary stress, I'm just gonna get something, and yeah, and then we'll see what happens. I see you later. Okay, so I'll just put this here. And welcome back. As you can see, I'm in my hotel room. I'm feeling a bit stressed, but a little bit more relaxed than when I came here. The hotel was literally 2 minutes away from the train station, which was good. And now I remember why I picked that hotel. It's because last summer when I came here for a day trip with my friend, I think that's the first neighborhood that I came across because it was just out of the train station. And I got the vibe that it was at least not dodgy and quite okay. And also it wasn't too far as well, because I mean, it's not that I'm not here to explore, but anyway. So I picked this one, and I'm currently staying at the Ibis Central Hotel. I think you have two Ibis in Brighton, in the city centre, and this is the one that is the closest to the train station. And so far, honestly, the staff is just lovely. They're so caring, because as soon as I came, so I gave my name at the reception, and then the lady just started asking me about my exams and everything, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And you know, we just discussed a little bit, and she was like, well, because you need to study, I got you a very quiet room on the 9th floor. So I was already super happy, you know, because that's exactly what I wanted. The thing is, I'm that kind of person that when I go to a hotel, I usually like put, you know, when they send you an email about requests and stuff, if I have a request, or even if I just want, like, for example, a bedroom by the sea or anything, you know, I would ask, because it doesn't cost anything to ask, and if they can do it, then they can do it, you know. I was like, okay, let me just try it. So when I requested something, I just explained to them that I'm passing a very important exam, so I just want a quiet area, and if possible, just a nice bedroom. And yeah, so that was already, for me, that was like a tip, you know. It's done, I'm happy and everything. And then, as I told you, you know, if you remember, the check-in is at 3 o'clock. So I already prepared myself, like, and she reminded it to me as well. She was like, oh, the check-in is normally at 3 o'clock. So in my head I was like, it's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna be in the area, like, or maybe in the at the reception, because they have like a small not studying, but like working, eating area, which is so cute and super cozy, warm, and there wasn't anyone there. So I was like, you know, that's perfect. So I was ready in my head to do that and actually to tell her. And then before I could say anything, she told me, but big fault, because you're passing the exam and you're very, like, you seem like, you know, you're very stressed and you need to study. We're just gonna give you like the bedroom right now. And I was like, oh my god, that's so nice. So she did an early check-in for me without me asking that. And yeah, they were very, very accommodating with me. And you know, they did put me at ease and made me feel like it's gonna be okay. Which, from strangers, always feel like good in a way, you know. I mean, it doesn't feel bad. So so I just came to my room, dropped all my stuff, and like I told you, I went to grab some food. Then I came back, and that's it. So right now, I think I'm going to be studying. I know that people are going to say, you know, don't study because it's not good to study at least right before the exam, like the day before. And they're right, but I think, you know, it's as you do, like it's according to you, how you are, and to each of their own. And for me at least, it's like, it's weird to say that, but when I spoke to other SQE students, some of them did feel like me. They were like, you know, it's a bit like going to the gym or doing a sport, like practicing a sport. It's like you need a warm up, and I'm definitely not going to warm up by doing questions tomorrow morning, because first the test is at 9 a.m., which means I need to be there by at 8, and I need to wake up around 7. So I'm not gonna do practice questions, maybe get questions wrong and just get all stressed up and everything. So I think it's good that I warm up today and do just practice questions, you know. I'm not going to discover anything new. I'm not here to rediscover things, like, you know, because I think that's one of the worst feelings, when you're like, oh, I didn't know that at all, and it's right before the day, like, you know, of the exam, and you're like, what have I been doing for the past 4 months to only discover that now? So I don't think I'm going to do that, but I'm just going to, you know, just practice, just to warm up, just to get my head back into that mood, and yes, just to get back into the game, because that's what I feel like I need. And then after that, I'm just gonna grab a shower and just forget about everything. Hopefully I get to sleep quite early, and I just get to sleep, because the thing is, I've been suffering from insomnia, which is a first for me, to be honest, because girl loves her sleep. I love my sleep, honestly, and this was the first time. And yeah, I just hope, you know, that I'll not struggle to sleep. Plus it's kind of a new place, obviously, and sometimes, yeah, I do get affected that because I'm not home, then, you know, it takes me a little bit longer. So that's why I plan to just like go early to bed. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, so I was like, I'm gonna go by the sea as well, because I really felt like as soon as I'm close to the sea, I'm relaxed. Whichever is, even if it's just a river, actually, whatever water is flowing, I'm just like, you know, feeling relaxed. So I went. I mean, I was going to go, and then honestly I just gave up, because the weather, the wind, and just the fog, I was like, what am I gonna see anyway? Just the horizon line that doesn't even exist, because it's foggy everywhere and I can't see my feet. So I didn't go because it was too cold, honestly. But hopefully I get to visit a little bit, even though I'm not here for tourism, but just, you know, to browse a little and to finally see the sea. That would be my objective for Sunday, for my second day, because I feel like, because it's the first day, of course I don't know the center, I don't know a lot of things, and maybe, you know, I should just focus on that and deal with that stress, and most likely on next Sunday, hopefully at least, I'll feel less stressed, and that could be a good way, you know, to get me back in the mood to pass an exam, to just like go by the sea and do things. Plus I think the weather is gonna be better, so that's even a better reason for me to not go out now, but go out on Sunday. So yeah, as much as I try to organize everything, a lot of things don't go according to plans, but you know, that's life and that's how it is. So for now, I'm gonna let you go, and I'll try to record tomorrow. 100% I'm not gonna be able to record in the center, in the exam center, because they're very strict, but I'll just record in front, maybe share a bit of my impressions, and I'll catch up with you after the exams, because yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, after the first exam, and then I'll just show you for the second. I don't think much is going to change, but maybe it will be good, because you'll see a bit more of Brighton and see that, yeah, it's not because you have an exam that you should stop living, you know. And here's me being so stressed and telling you those things. Well, most likely I'll be overstressed tonight and maybe cry, who knows. But so far and for now, I'm gonna let you go, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bonne nuit.
Okay guys, this is it, the exam center. Wish me luck.
Soon after.
So guys, I'm in the center, because obviously this is the center. Like, they have boards saying the name of the Pearson View Center and everything. I literally saw the room, but it's closed. I hope I'm too early, to be honest, because literally right now I feel like I feel like that because I'm so scared. I'm like, I literally checked 100 times if I'm at the wrong center, or like they moved it, or they canceled, and I was not aware. You know, all the conspiracy theories are going in my head right now, and I think I'm just too early because I came here at like 7:55 and the exam starts at 9. But it did say that we had to be there 30 minutes before the exam, so like at 8:30, so like in half an hour. But I just wanted to come early because I was like, better, I've never been here, better for me to be there early. And yeah, but right now I'm just like, I'm scared to wait, and you know, they just say, oh, it's not here, it's on the opposite side of the city. So I'll just pray and yeah, I just hope that, you know, this is, I mean, it has to be this center, because yeah, there's literally nobody. Like, the thing is shut, there's not even people working here, and it's just a building. And I tried to ask people and they just say, well, the door is shut, and I was like, I can see the door is shut, but I'm literally having a nervous breakdown right now because I'm like, is it here? Is it not here? Where is it? Am I missing my exam? Because obviously, let's admit it, it would be very silly for me to miss it and to have paid that much, hotel included, and yeah. Anyway, let's hope I do pass it. Okay, I'm just gonna set this and
Quick disclaimer, guys, so at this point of the video, it was right after my exam, so my brain was extremely tired and drained. So since English is not my first language, yeah, lots of grammar mistakes are coming, just a fair warning.
here we go. So I'm back at my hotel, and I'm not staying for the night because it was too expensive to stay until Monday. So I'm just grabbing a hot chocolate, and then I'm gonna go catch my train to go back to London. I was meant to also take the bus to go back, but it's 3 hours, and honestly I just feel like it's not worth it because I'm gonna fall asleep in the bus. I'm not gonna study. And sorry for the noise, it's just the coffee machine behind. I hope you can still hear me. So yeah, what happened, I did do my exam in the end. I just thought at the beginning I was the only one, or I was at the wrong center or everything. But no, people started coming, and then I felt like, okay, I'm not alone. You know, it always feels good when you think that you're in the wrong place, that actually people come. So I was kind of happy. And then yeah, so how it happened, overall, we just entered the center, like the room, and we were all sitting, and we were meant to read the fit to sit policy, and all the kind of rules that you need to read, and then you go to the counter. I mean, it depends, I think, on every center, but in mine there was a small counter where the officer would ask you to give you the 2 IDs. Oh, they did ask for the 2 IDs, by the way, because I know on the SRA website it's written that you need to bring 2, but only one will really be useful and the other one is just for precaution. But do take both of them, and they have to be valid date, so don't forget about that. Like, because for me, I had my French passport and my French driving license, and I was like really scared that my French driving license didn't have the how to call it, that it was expired basically, and it wasn't. So I was lucky, but just make extra sure that, because it would be silly for you to just, you know, be there, arrange all this cost and everything, and mostly all these hours of studying when your piece of identity is not relevant and it has expired. So take all your precautions for that. And then we had to take a picture, but obviously we're all stressed, so it was not like a photo call or anything. To be honest, we look like awful on our pictures. It was just to verify your identity, basically. And then once that, we were called. Oh yeah, you get to keep your stuff in the locker. Depending on the locker, again, I can't really, like, you know, say anything about that, but yes, just one tiny second. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Okay.
Thanks. And yeah, sorry guys, my hot chocolate just came, so I'm so happy. I'll get to warm up because again it's super sunny, so I was kind of thinking before doing this little catch up to go by the sea, because when you arrive at the station So my center was on top of a hill, so when you go down to the station, from there you can actually see the sea, and I was like, the sea is calling me. But I thought, no, I need to study. That's the first thing. And yeah, that's basically it. I can't go to the sea for the moment, and hopefully it will be sunny on Sunday so I can relax a little bit more. But yeah, let's be serious, back to what I was saying. So like I told you, yeah, you have lockers. I don't know the format you're gonna have, because again, it depends on the center. Mine was honestly quite small because, like I say, it's cold, so I literally had this jacket, like a massive super dry jacket, plus my bag, because I went to stay at the hotel and everything. So it was a bit complicated, but it was not impossible, so just be extra careful about that, and they will arrange anyway, so don't be really worried. And then what happened after that? Oh yes, so then after that we just waited a little bit more in the room. So it's just because they can't take care of one person when, you know, there's like, how do you say it, it's, they have to put everyone on the same basis, on an equal basis, so they can't put one candidate in priority in front of others because he's already done doing his stuff or anything like that. They can't do that, because also depending on the staff, you know, so they really have, like, they have strict measures. So long story short, you will be maybe waiting a little bit more in the chair until they call you, and then they will ask you to put your bottle on the side, because your bottle will be outside of the room. And yeah, just to pat yourself, they don't actually pat you, but you will have to roll up your sleeves. And also they were really strict about the piece of, like, how to call it, jewelry, so like rings and bracelets and watches and stuff, because they do control that. Nothing in your pockets and everything. And then you all again show your passport and your other piece of identity, and then you get into the room. So the room is just amazing. I mean, mine was freezing cold honestly, but except from that, the setup is really great. At least I found it was really great, because you're really isolated. I remember taking exams in, like, I mean, maybe in London it's like that, I'm not quite sure, but in mine we were only maybe 14. So I think that's one of the perks of picking a center where not a lot of people go, because you will have individual booths. So I don't know whether in London you would have that, but you know, I remember passing exams where you would be in, like, a warehouse with the students, and you would just hear the noise, and it would just be horrible, because you could see other people flipping their page. It was a nightmare. This time it felt, it's not cozy, like, I'm not describing a hotel experience here, I'm just describing an exam. But yeah, you were just you and your screen, and that's it. On the table they provided you with earplugs, so that was great. I don't usually use them, but I thought, like, you know, why not, maybe I could use that. There was a whiteboard with an eraser pen so you can write, and that was pretty much it. Except from that, there wasn't anything. Oh yeah, you just have a camera just right in front of your face, like a bit up, staring at you, and it's being controlled by the people outside. If you're, for example, looking too much in the air or not really focusing on your exam, then yeah, you might be called off. Like, in a sense, they might told you, like, give you a warning if they're nice, or do worse. So yeah, don't try to be too absent-minded and focus on your screen. And now the most important part, the exam itself. So you have a lot of different things to take, of course, conditions, consent, because that's where you comply with the fit to sit policy. And then after that you have a tutorial, so don't worry too much, because I know for me personally, I was a bit scared about the whole technological side of the exam, because I was like, what if the computer, I mean, I'm pretty tech savvy, to be honest, but I know that sometimes I click really fast, and I was like, what if I click and submit when I answered only 2 questions and stuff like that. So you go through a tutorial and you get to actually click and unclick. So don't be scared whether, because it depends on your provider, but don't be scared whether you click, because you can unclick the answer. It's not like you click and you can't pick another answer that you thought was the better choice, if that makes sense. So you can click, unclick as many times as you want, and then basically you just go on to next. And you can flag, and what else? Yeah, at the end, so basically you will have a navigator button when you finish the 90 questions, and once you've done that, on the navigator you will have a board of all your questions, and it will say the ones you flagged. That's the first thing. Second thing, it will also say the ones you didn't attempt, so the ones that you didn't answer, which is very important, because you know you don't want to go through and click until you see which ones you attempted or not. And that is very important. But also, as a safeguard, which is so great, is that even if you put, let's say by mistake, end of exam, you know, review my answers or something like that, it will not allow you first. It will just tell you whether you have unattended questions. That's the first thing. And it asks you twice. It's not like it asks you once and then you just click yes. No, it's like twice. So don't worry about that. There's no way you can make a mistake. And then also at the complete end, it also asks you if you're really sure that you want to submit, and then again if you're really sure that you want to submit. So after that, yeah, everything is good. So there was, I think, 2 hours and 45 or 53, I forgot, minutes for the first part. And then we went for a lunch break. And honestly, you can't stay in the center, which was weird because it was so cold. So I was like, I'm not gonna go outside, but we did go outside with some of the other students that were there. And then we came back, and then we had the second session. Sorry, just people around, so I'm a bit like, my attention is not focused. So yeah, and then we had the second part of the exam. Is literally the same as the first, but you have to re-register, sort of, because for me, we didn't really, I mean, we had to re-provide the passport and everything, the tapping, the control, and also, oh yeah, you have to show that your phone is shut. As in, your phone is like completely off at the beginning and of every exam, of every sessions. And then what else? Yeah, and at the end, that's pretty much it. Like, it's really easy. And not the exam, I'm talking about the modalities and everything. It is strict, but honestly it's pretty smooth, and depends on the people at the center, it could be done okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it actually on regarding the assessment itself. And then once you're done, you just end the exam and you're done. You can go, you can pick up your stuff from the locker and just go back. So that's that. Now my impression of the exam, which is mitigated, to be honest, because sorry, I'm looking away, but I'm trying to find the words how to describe it. The first thing I think is that I'm very happy first to have picked BARBRI, because the questions were similar. That's one thing for sure. The questions were really similar in a way that I did also find some scenarios that I was trained on BARBRI in my exam. I would say most of the questions actually, I wasn't surprised, if you know what I mean by the scenarios, because I already encountered them. But where I was surprised, and I'm very mitigated about how I've done, is that honestly I feel like at this point, first, it's done is done, so I'm more relaxed. Whatever happened, I already gave my money, I already done the exam, like I can't go back, and I'm happy that I went through that. But at the same time, why it's not like it's in the bag for me, it's because the answers were so ambiguous. Like when we were speaking with the other students, we didn't talk about, oh, what do you put for that answer or that, and so we just spoke about our overall impression. And our overall impression was that the answers were so ambiguous. Like, you know how, for example, when you're training, it's not that the answer would be quite straightforward, but yeah, kind of. Here it was really about putting in balance two things, and it was a bit, I don't know, there was too much self investigation to do, as in, like, for example, balance the right answers, which is the best right answer. And sometimes, you know, it was very difficult. So I don't know what to tell you. I think that was my problem. It was less straightforward than during the exams that my provider gave me, but I feel like with the skills that I got from my provider, I could potentially have answered correctly, because it followed the same logic. So that's why I felt like I felt when I did my mock exams, as in you know, I don't know how much I got, because yeah, I just feel like I've done okay, but we'll see. Not great, not best, not bad either, but we'll see. And yeah, at this point it's like that. So the first one, honestly, I was just like, it's terrible, because it's not, it's so ambiguous. I don't know, it's not straightforward. And the second one, I was like, it felt better, honestly. It was a bit easier, I thought, but still, I was just, maybe because it was after lunch, my focus was just like down, and I just wanted to nap. But I don't know, it was overall, yeah, mitigated, but I felt prepared, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. It's just like, I'm trying to give you my raw impression about the exam. But right now, I'm just gonna drink this hot chocolate, which is just, by the way, amazing. Yeah, I love hot chocolate. Like, that's my favorite drink. In summer, spring, even in fall, I would take iced chai latte, and then in winter I would take hot chocolate. The hot chocolate from Costa Coffee are honestly the best. They're very sugary, but you know, I mean, sugar is good sometimes. So yeah, so sorry for the small talk about this, but yeah, that was my overall impression about the SQE1 FLK1 exam. So what's gonna happen now is that I'm gonna catch my train, I'm gonna study, because in 3 days, yeah, on Monday, next Monday, I'm gonna have the FLK2 exam. So I'm gonna come back on Sunday in Brighton and go to the hotel, and then the next morning I'm gonna have my exams. And after that, yeah, I think, you know, it's just the one thing that is good and that I kind of feel proud as well of myself is that it's done. You know, just because you can't really tell if you did bad or you did good, just don't think about it. Honestly, yesterday, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about this because I think it's important that, you know, we don't sugarcoat the whole process. It's that yesterday I called my mom. Like, I literally had the warm shower I told you about and everything to relax, and I think it relaxed me too much that I started crying so bad. And I called my mom, and I was crying on the phone, literally, like, you know how you say, hey, hey, and then you start crying literally after 2 words. And yes, I was like, what if I fail? What if, you know? And I was sharing with her my insecurities as well. I was telling her, what if actually, you know, I just don't get it, and I worked so hard. And on top of that, I told her literally that a lot of people believe in me, and you know, they tell me, and we believe in you, you know, you got this and everything. And I told her literally that I didn't believe in myself. And it's just before the exam, so it's like, girl, that's not the right time to feel like this or to think that. But I did. And yeah, because she sees me a lot, and I think a lot of people see me as someone rather confident. But I'm sure a lot of you feel like that, you know, how people, your zone, like your comfort zone of people, your friends, your family, or even your boss or anyone that cares for you, tell you that they believe in you, to give that extra courage. And honestly, I just didn't feel that I was worth of their support. So I had a bit of an imposter syndrome there. And also personally, I was like, how come I can see all these people, they care for me, and that's amazing, and I want to be the best for them and also for myself, but I just don't believe in myself. So yeah, so and I was like, I can't fake it, you know, I'm not gonna fake it, although some people do say fake it till you make it. So that's what I did. Honestly, I did that today. I was like, you know, whatever happens, just fake it. And it did work, I'm not gonna lie, it did work. I did thought about positive things. I was like, look, you can't go back now, to be honest, so might as well give your best. And if people, and also that was the one thing that really helped me. I thought about something that my mom told me the night before, like yesterday. She told me, Aurelia, if you were not capable, you wouldn't be here today. So because you're capable, you are going to pass the exam, like you're attending the exam because you are capable. So don't think like it comes out of nowhere. You worked for it and you're capable of doing it. Now, will you pass or not pass? We can't know. but one thing is for sure is that you deserve to be here because you worked for it. And that made me feel like, yeah, it did soothe me a bit, so maybe it's gonna help you guys, who knows. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop here because it's been 20 minutes that I've been speaking. And I'm just gonna go, and hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna catch my train and just go home to study, and we'll see what happens with day 2. Bonjour, bonjour! I'm at London Bridge Station and I'm waiting to get my train to Brighton for the second day of the exam. Honestly, I feel less stressed than the first time. I think it's because I know already where I need to go, what I need to do, so I feel way less stressed when it comes to that. But it didn't prevent me from having like breaking down and having a meltdown 2 days ago, because I think when I was revising for the second exam, I realized that I made 2 mistakes for the first exam. And I know you're gonna say it's just 2 mistakes, right? But still, it's 2 points less. So I started crying and feeling like that, yeah, basically massively like that. And I had to call my mom and also one of my friends to reassure me, and they did cheer me up. So that's one thing I want to emphasize right now, is if you're lucky enough to have people to support you, really be thankful for them, because they are the world. My mom is the world to me, to be honest. My friends as well, they're like the family I picked, and I picked well because it did work. I did feel better. I had a good laugh after that, and actually I turned what I thought was failure, it's still failure, but I turned it into something positive enough at least to get me back into studying for the second exam. So that was that. Second thing, I did realize that I had insomnia because of the stress. I did have big hints that that was the case, but it's just like the night after the exam, I slept like a baby. Honestly, I had the best sleep in my life after I think 3 weeks or something, so it was good. So yeah, so I'm kind of happy to know that, you know, I'm going to be able to sleep properly as soon as everything is done. I have less than 24 hours and that feels great. It really, really feels great. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, honestly. So now the plan is for me to go to the hotel, hopefully check in, and if I can't, then I'll just, like I told you last time, be at the reception and just revise a little bit, do a bit of practice questions. But it's one second, sorry. Oh my god, guys, I think I just missed my train. Sorry, because I just heard like someone talking about Brighton, and then I just checked the train and I think I just missed my train. Well, never mind. Look, I'll just go for food because I'm a bit hungry and catch another train. Hey, so as you can see, I'm in the hotel room. I managed to check in just right in time, and the room is pretty much the same, honestly. It's the same as last time except to one detail that is not tiny at all, the view. So I'm gonna give you a glimpse of the view that I have in a short bit. But basically I can see the sea, so you can imagine how excited I got. I literally was like a kid. So I got in and I checked, of course, if the room is okay, bathroom is clean and everything, because otherwise I would have asked. I mean, I rarely do that, but I was like, you know, last time it was great, but I think I was just too stressed. But it was not that clean. I could find some hair here and there and stuff, and it did bother me a little bit. But yeah, but this time the bedroom is clean and everything, and it has a view. So I literally got nuts when I saw that I could see the sea. Plus the weather is not too bad. Like, I mean, it's grey outside, but there's still some bit of sun, to be honest. And yeah, when I saw it, you know how I felt like? I felt like Mr. Bean. You know, he has 2 movies, and in one of the movies he goes to south of France, and he's just like, he has this goal to see the sea. So you can picture me being like Mr. Bean and just being like, I saw the sea, I want to go. But I feel I'm not gonna go now because I still need to study a little bit and then chill for the rest of the evening, maybe do some meditation or something like that. And tomorrow for sure, it's gonna be my reward. I'm gonna go to the beach, I'm gonna go to the sea, and I'm gonna enjoy, because at this point I will not care whatever happened. And yeah, I think it would be a great way for me to just, you know, release the stress and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's waiting for me. So I'll see you then.
Last day of exam, almost there, everyone.
One eternity later.
Guys, I did it! I'm free! Oh my god, I feel so good. Honestly, I feel relieved. I feel also proud because I feel like such a sense of achievement because these exams were so hard, honestly. And right now, I don't care about the outcome. Like, I really don't. At least I have 2 months free of stress because I'm not going to hear about the results. And whether I pass or whether I fail, I know that I achieved my best, and you know I'm not gonna do anything until July most likely, so that I don't even want to think about that time. I just want to enjoy the present moment right now, and yeah, just feel overwhelmed with happiness and joy because I will get to sleep. I will get not to be stressed anymore about anything related to the SQE. So I'm really happy right now. And for the impression of the FLK2, honestly and oddly, it was much easier than the FLK1. I don't know why, it's not supposed to be like that, but I think it's just because even if I had little time in between the two exams to study for the second one, I just feel like because BARBRI's mocks for FLK2 were harder than the FLK1 mocks, then it did reflect a bit more the standard of the FLK2 exam. I think that's the reason why. So I felt really, I would say confident. Yeah, let me be let me be arrogant and say quite confident. I don't know whether I'll succeed again or not. You know, it's just my raw impression as I just came out of the exam center. And yeah, and one more question that is more important than anything above else: did I actually make it to the beach? And the answer is yes, I made it. I'm so happy. Like you can see, I'm in my element. I'm excited, and plus there's an amazing sunset preparing right behind me. So since I'm a sunset lover, honestly, I'm just gonna sit there and just enjoy and not think about anything, you know. And after that, I think I'm gonna go to my restaurant booking at the Guinea Squid and enjoy a good massaman curry. So yeah, right now, honestly, I don't care about anything except just enjoying. And I think one sunset and a good massaman curry is the right way to enjoy the rest of, like, the end of the exams. So that's what I'm going to do. But don't forget, this is a paid partnership with BARBRI, so that means that you also have something in this for you, which is you're going to have this beautiful discount code right here, which allows you to get £450 off from prep course. So yes, until then, I'll say à bientôt!